Good evening. It is Monday, April 13th, maybe. I don't really know. I'm not really good with dates. I live with Monday through Sundays and remember dates for special occasions, right? So, anyway, it's post-work and decided I just needed to get out and get a little bit of a ride in today and try a different angle on the video today. Hooked up to the helmet, which I haven't done a helmet video in a very long time. But today is a special day. It's where I let the cat out of the bag on the newest member to the family. Last week, I came across, and I'll explain how I came across it, but I came across a bike that I've kind of been looking for a while. And because I got a vision in what I want to do. And in case you can't tell by looking around, this is not the Dyna. Clearly not the Road Glide. They're still in the garage. And this bike looks significantly different. I don't know if some of you can tell looking ahead. If you know this model, you'll know what this bike is. Or at least have a general idea of one of three bikes based on those headlights and those passing lamps. And so, this is a 2009 Softail Deluxe. Stock, 100% stock. The only thing that the previous owner, I believe, has done is, and we'll get some video of this in a bit, but they are, he put some chrome covers and things like that around the engine and various spots throughout the bike, around the swing arm, etc. So, the amazing thing about this bike is a buddy of mine, Alan, who you have seen in a few of my other videos, who works over here at Roanoke Valley Harley-Davidson. Awesome dealer, by the way, as I've said many times before. But they have, he has a I believe it's an 09. Alan will correct me in the comments on this video, I'm sure. It's either an 08 or 09, but Softail Deluxe. And his is a beautiful, I would call burgundy, candy burgundy, something like that. Beautiful motorcycle. And he has put on some better bars, changed the exhaust, things like that. Well, he calls me up one day and he says, hey, when you come by, I want to show you something. So I said, all right. And I'm over there a couple times a week. More times than not lately. And I go back there and he's got something back in the shop. They had just bought it off of a guy. Didn't trade it or anything. He just bought it off a guy. A guy wanted to sell it. The original owner bought this bike, I guess, new in 09. And needless to say, he didn't do anything with it. It had 770 miles on that bike. 770 on a 2009. It's basically a brand new motorcycle. It hasn't even had its real full 1,000-mile break-in yet. However, in 20 miles, I'll have it at the 1,000 miles. So I'm doing the break-in since it's mine now. But yeah, so I went back and checked it out. And I said, they said they had to run it through the shop and all that, and he gave me a holler, and I said, cool, let me know. Being that it's been sitting for, basically 17 years, I want to make sure, everything's good with it. And let the shop guys take a look. And sure enough, there's nothing wrong with this bike other than just hadn't had no ride. It had obviously been kept indoors. Kept clean, obviously, when you see it. And it just needed somebody that would ride it. Well, I am that somebody. Because you guys know, I ride. I ride a lot. I have the Dyna, the 03 Dyna, which, people ask me, are you going to sell the Dyna? I really don't know. Which I picked the bike up on Thursday, rode a little bit on Friday, and then took it out for a couple hundred miles on Saturday. And took it up through the twisties and the mountains on the way back from Lynchburg. Up on 501, which is a great little road. Too bad the Parkway wasn't open, but I cut her on cut along 501 and 130, I believe it was, and back towards Roanoke, and it got a good little twisty test out of it. It is an unbelievably great handling machine. I never knew the Softail Deluxe was this kind of a handling machine. The last Softail I had was my first Harley that I bought in 2005, was a 2003 Fat Boy. And I bought it in 2005, had it till about 2011 or 12, and then I sold it because I had at that time acquired a Street Glide as well. And I just was riding the Street Glide. The comforts of the Street Glide was so much better than that Fat Boy. But let me tell you, this Deluxe, this ain't no Fat Boy. It may be similar, it may be in the Softail line together, but they've obviously made great improvements by the time they went from an 03 to a 2009. Because this is just a great fun machine. I had no problem twisting the mountains, riding it, taking it through switchbacks. Now, I will tell you, it is much lower to the ground, as you can tell. I don't know if you can see that or not, but my feet are literally a foot above the ground, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really measured the footboards. And I drag the boards often. So I do have to slow down a little bit in the curves. I got to be a little more careful. I can't rip it like I do the Road Glide, that's for sure, because my Road Glide is, you know, it even stock, the 24 Road Glide can rip the curves really easy. And then now it's running the Olin suspension front and back. So it's even better. And that thing is a curve ripper, and the Dyna does a pretty good job in there, other than the front rake on the Y Glide makes it a little more controlling, a little more interesting on how to control it, especially when you're not used to it, which for me, that was a big adjustment. I had never really had forward controls, but had a chance to get this bike, and for the price that they were asking and the miles and the fact that it's a blank canvas, man, I couldn't turn it down. I talked to Tina about it. She was like, man, you don't need 3 motorcycles. And I'm like, you're right. I don't need 3 motorcycles, but I want 3 motorcycles. And she's never said no to me. And I'll be honest, I don't say no to her. We live a good life. We work hard. We play hard. I've got a 24, and I've got the 03, which was, a very affordable pickup. Back in the fall, as you know, the wife gave that one to me. And then this 09, which is still another great affordable pickup. And this canvas is about to be changed. So the bars are not terrible, but obviously I don't want beach bars. This bike is made to be cholo, Vicless, however you want to say it, whichever method it is out there. It's just made to be, I guess you could say, pimped out, right? So I am going to put 14 or 16 8-inch apes on this. Haven't decided what bar yet to go with. And of course, everybody likes the Carlinis. Alan has it. There's a good chance I go with the Carlinis just because I like their styling and their options. But there's no guarantee. I may find another option, you know. I've got Burley bars on the Dyna, 14-inch, and I love them. They're absolutely great. But I do think this bike warrants a little thicker bar and not that thinner circumference that the Dyna has. And I don't want to go any lower in the seat. I will be actually replacing this with a Mustang. There's a Mustang solo seat, so this stock seat's got to go. I'll keep the passenger pillion on the back for Tina. Alan also gave me a sissy bar, so when she does want to ride, I can give her that comfort of riding on the sissy bar in the back end. And it has the luggage rack that came stock, and I like the luggage rack. A lot of people take theirs off. Me, I kind of dig it. I think it goes with this old school vibe that this bike brings, and it sets it off different from the Heritage Softail and the Road Kings of similar styles. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it for now. I'll keep it on. So you know, but the first thing that I'm getting done, and I've already ordered the parts for it, because guys, Roanoke Valley Harley had a great deal on Saturday. You spend X amount of dollars, you save more as you go up in certain percentages. And I saved about $330, and I just bought the Bassani, or just ordered the Bassani 33-inch fishtails. I'm taking it to the old classic fishtails. I've always loved them, and I finally have a bike I think it looks really good on. So going to the fishtails and a Power Vision tuner. And when this bike hits 5,000 miles, I will probably drop a cam in it and do the bars, and that will probably complete about what I'm going to do to this bike, other than the seat we already mentioned. And the seat's really not so much for the look as much as it is for the comfort, because the bike, this seat is a comfortable seat to sit on. However, the problem is the way it pushes you forward. For me, it rides up my tailbone, and so it doesn't let me sit down in the bucket. So the Mustang appears to be a little deeper bucket, not as fat on the back end. So that's the best I've found so far. If you guys got options out there, you know, I don't want a 100-mile seat. I need a seat that's going to let me have a 300-mile day, because this bike's going to get ridden. And in fact, this bike's probably going to go on some trips, more so than the Donna. And I'm not sure long term what's going to happen with the Donna, but in the meantime, I will tell you, this bike right here, I'm excited about it. It's got the classic white walls. I mean, you'll see it here in just a few minutes. And yeah, I'm gonna take it old school, and it's gonna be a nice little cruiser. But so there you go, the cat's out of the bag on that. But looking forward to what this thing's gonna become. This thing's gonna get a lot of miles, because it is a super fun, super comfortable bike. And I rode all day Saturday, and I didn't even want to get off this bike. And now, don't get me wrong, I'm like that with all motorcycles, but this bike, it just felt good. It's super smooth, and I'm really excited to see as I change it, I get more power out of it. We get it tuned. We get the exhaust. I do have an air cleaner that I'm picking up for this guy. I decided on an Arlen Ness air cleaner that I'll be putting on. So I'm really, really super excited about that. I think it goes with the old school vibe as well. And so we'll see what happens. I saw a guy that was at Roanoke Valley Harley on Saturday, and he co-rode up on a Softail Deluxe. Beautiful white and turquoise, you know, the old classic style color from those 50s panhead days, right? And you know, I asked him, I said he had these amazing old school Cadillac taillights. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, you know the style where they kind of stick out the back end like a point. And so I asked him about them, and we got to talking, and I went out and I found them online, and you know, very, very affordable to put those on this bike. So they will most likely be getting ordered soon. They're not the first priority, obviously, but they're just pop-in. They're just a pop-in lens replacement with some chrome on the end, and pretty cool. And he had another set up front on his passing lamps. I don't know if you can see my hand in this video right now, but he had a set up front as well that totally different style. They were yellow, and I've been wanting to swap these to yellow since the day I first saw it, because I love the yellow on my Road Glide. I feel like, yes, it's cool for the look, but I also know for a fact that people talk how much they can see me with those yellow lights. So, but anyway, that's where we're at, and I'm gonna go cruise. I got a little bit, and I'm gonna get this baby over 1,000 miles here in 13 miles, and I'll get you some shots of this thing here in a bit. Decided to pop up here on the Parkway and just kind of cruise for a bit, do something a little tad different than what I've done a lot of times after work. We should be able to maybe get some good pics of the bike up here too. 1,000 miles. Well, let me tell you, that is absolutely stunning. You never get tired of the views on the Blue Ridge Parkway. You just don't. And you get it here from both sides. You just got a great view here, either way you slice it. get a couple pics real quick, and we'll just keep on rolling. Might be the last stock pics we get of this bike up here. Green's coming back on the mountains, so that's even better than it was when I was up here a couple weeks ago on the Dyna. You're getting that lush green look everywhere. Temperature's dropped up here a little bit. And the wind has picked up the higher we get. Pretty much par for the course on the Parkway. Temperatures are always usually 10 degrees cooler minimum wherever you go. It's just such a fun motorcycle, and I'm still feeling it out. I mean, in 4 miles, I'll have done about 325 miles of this on this bike, and I'm starting to get the feel for it. It's just going to take some time, and I bounce around between riding the big Road Glide and then the Dyna. So it's 3 different bikes altogether. It's like totally 3 different styles. The way they handle differently, they ride differently, they got different attitudes. So this one just going to take me a little more time to get used to. So, but it is a really smooth ride. It's a shame that Harley stopped making these, I believe, in 2020. Because they're such a popular model. So, you know, maybe this is maybe that's their way of, 5 or 6 years without it, and we see the trend is more and more people are wanting them again. So let's improve the technology and bring them back again. They've done that with other things in the past, of course, and maybe they'll do it. I'd be interested to see what Harley would do today with a modernized take and improvements on the suspension, the engine, everything, kind of like they've done with the touring models. I would love to see how they would improve it on something like this without killing this classic old school vibe and look that this bike has, but improve it from a performance standpoint. Now this is 09. I understand from folks driving the 17, 18s, etc., the later models, that they handle even better than this. So it'd be kind of cool. So Harley, if I tag you in the videos, if you need somebody to do a test ride, let me know. So no, but it's all seriousness though, I would love to see Harley bring this back. I think it's a motorcycle they would sell.